So it's been exactly 1 month since I actually updated you guys on my cryptocurrency portfolio, exactly what I've been investing in and what the dollar value is on my portfolio. Now this is segment 2 and we check in as to see how my portfolio has performed in the last 30 days. The results are pretty crazy. Hey guys, my name's Ravi and welcome back to Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. It is so good to see your smiling faces. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. I talk about cryptocurrency, real estate, financial independence, and all the good stuff. Now, if you are interested in what I am doing in terms of investing in these coins and what projects I'm actually looking at, you should definitely stick around to the end of this video. But before we kick into that, I want to make a point that I've been asked a lot around what cryptocurrency exchange I'm using, how am I buying this cryptocurrency in Australia? And so for me, the easiest choice was to go with Coinspot. These guys have such a good interface. It is so user-friendly. And if you are interested in starting your own journey on cryptocurrency, and I really think you should without being financial advice, you can definitely do that with a link in the description below where you can get $10 of free Bitcoin when you sign up. You don't have to do anything and you get access to the most trusted exchange in Australia. Coinspot is definitely my place to go and you're gonna see exactly why as I show you this journey of investing into cryptocurrency. Now, if this is new, you haven't seen the first video where I reveal what my portfolio looks like, you should definitely pause this video, go and check out this video here, and it'll give you some context before you come and jump into here. Now, as you may know, if you've watched that video, I invest in my personal name as well as my self-managed super fund. So in 2018, about 3 years ago, I decided to take my money into my own hands and control that by actually making it a self-managed super fund. It's definitely an easy process if you have an accountant that knows what they're doing. If you have any questions around this, I can make a video specifically about self-managed super fund and how to get your crypto into there. But essentially, I was able to take that money out, and at the time I had $23,000. I then put all of that into cryptocurrency in 2018. And I guess I've never looked back. It's been an amazing journey so far. And of course, if you've checked out my first video, you'll see I've had massive gains. But what's really surprising is to see the rate of growth that we are seeing now. I say surprising, but in fact, I know that we are in what is the most bullish year of the 4-year cycle that cryptocurrency and Bitcoin follow. And so we are going to see some ridiculously high numbers as we go through this portfolio run, as we go through this year. And it'll be exciting to just share that with you guys because imagine looking back at these videos 4 years from now and look at the prices and you go, oh, I wish I bought back then. And that's exactly what I don't want to feel, so that's why I'm in. So let's jump into the numbers. So with my self-managed super fund, I initially put in $23,000 in 2018. Now that had turned into $85,000, which was in March, which was 30 days ago. And since then, the portfolio is now worth $114,000, which is an increase of $29,000 and a percentage increase of 34%, with a total return on investment of a whopping 395%. I know this is super crazy and it still surprises me that this is possible. But at the end of the day, when you are going through something, when you're at the birth of something new like cryptocurrency is, there's a lot of volatility, but there's also huge upside potential. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but you should definitely get acquainted with the space and start learning, because if you are interested in knowing how to start, there's channels like this, but there's so many great channels out there. If you're after who my top 5 YouTubers are in the cryptocurrency space, definitely leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to make that recommendations video. Now, it's safe to say I could have invested in anything, and I'm glad I invested in cryptocurrency. Yes, I could have chosen some different projects. Yes, some have performed better than others, but as a whole, to make an almost 4x gain on my actual investment, that was never gonna happen with $23,000 in my bank account. I literally saw that as dead money. And if you've been following the channel, you would already know that for me, retirement isn't 65 or 60 when I'm like basically too old to do anything. I'm looking at early retirement. Now, how I go about doing that, this is my journey, right? And it's Personal Finance with Ravi Sharma. If you're interested in following it, I cover everything from real estate, cryptocurrency, and collectibles. So for me, I'm not emotionally attached to any of these assets. For me, it's about what gives me the best return on investment, what I understand and what I'm able to get into based on my risk profile and my overall strategy. Now let's kick into what my personal portfolio looks like. So initially I put in $141,000, and last month that had turned into $211,000. Now in April, it is actually worth $252,000 with an increase of $41,000, a percentage increase of 19%, taking the total return on investment to 56%. This has been happening over a very short period of time. Yes, I had invested over the last couple of years, but a majority of those funds were actually January, February of this year. The most important thing about investing in cryptocurrency is you need to know what you're investing in. There is so much information out there, and if you can detach yourself from, I guess, the FUD, the bullshit news articles that come out saying that, you know,
cryptocurrency is a scam and it's gonna die.
At the end of the day, these articles are written with one purpose: for you to click. Now, at the end of the day, I believe in cryptocurrency. I believe in the projects that I'm actually investing into, but again, I'm not emotional about this. I know that we are in the most bullish year of the cycle. So I do plan to sell a lot of my positions. And of course, I can make a video about my exit strategy, what I do with all this money that supposedly is gonna come through crypto gains. If you are interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. So we had self-managed super fund and we had a personal account. But what I did was I actually started investing my company funds into a company account, and that was all through Coinspot as well. So again, you can see why I love it so much. The customer support that you get through Coinspot is honestly amazing. And I've used other platforms before, other exchanges in Australia. And the truth is that none of it matches up to what I'm getting at Coinspot. So for me, I could set up everything. I'm talking to the right people. And when it's in an area that's so new, I don't want to create more barriers to entry. So if you are interested, there's a link in the description below. You get $10 free Bitcoin. But for me, the next part of this was actually putting my company funds in. That's definitely new in this month. So what do those numbers look like? I invested $21,000 of the company funds into cryptocurrency. And now after 1 month, that's actually worth $25,000, which has increased by $4,000. And that's an increase of 19%. And the total return on investment is also 19%. So our total figures across all of my crypto holdings, across all 3 accounts, are my initial investment of $185,000 is now worth $391,000 with a total return on investment of 47%. I know. Even for me, when I was doing the numbers, I'm literally looking at these and I'm going, where could I have gotten these sort of returns?
Anywhere else.
And as much as I am a fanboy of real estate and collectibles, with these sort of numbers and where the market is positioned with what's happening in cryptocurrency, it's super exciting. And I think there is a strategy at play. If you would like me to discuss that, of where you're starting out, you're really on the fence about, should I get into crypto? Should I get into real estate or collectibles? I can definitely break it all down for you. Again, none of it's financial advice. For me, it's using my experiences, money that I'm actively putting in and learning from. And guys, there is no short way to success. But at the end of the day, if you can leverage other people's experiences, other people's expertise in the space, I think you'll do really well. For me, when it comes to cryptocurrency, I'm learning a lot, and I spend close to about 2 to 3 hours a day researching this stuff. But I still can't figure out certain things, and I'm not going to be able to cover everything. And that's why I really look at other people who are really a lot smarter than I am and leverage what experience and expertise they bring to the table as well. So if I'm just looking at my self-managed super fund and my personal fund in cryptocurrency, in the month of March to April, I've actually made $70,000. Now that is crazy because most people won't even earn that much after taxes and all across the year. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to pay taxes at some point later this year for the earnings that I make on crypto, but that I can make a detailed video about later on. But even after having such a strong position in cryptocurrency, I am still actively investing more money in to the market. And the reason for that is because I still think the entire market is undervalued. A lot more eyes are coming on board, but we're still very early. And so my 3 projects that I'm actually actively going into are very interesting, and it might go against what most people think, but I'm just gonna deep dive into why I'm looking at these 3 projects specifically. My first pick is Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is the number 2 by market cap coin in the entire cryptocurrency market. Now that's not to be taken lightly, because when you've got number one as Bitcoin and everyone knows what that is, naturally everyone comes across and they start looking at what's number two, what's Ethereum? The way that I look at investing into Ethereum is investing into the future of finance. It's decentralized finance, so no one can really control it. It's a smart contract platform that's actually going in to actually eliminate the traditional finance system. And that to me is really exciting, because what we are seeing is the greatest transition in wealth ever. The transfer of wealth right now is massive, and a lot of people, and I talk about this on my channel, I've talked about it on my podcast as well, definitely go check out that episode here, but it's about mindset and how people are stuck with this traditional thought process and mindset where they don't want to learn anything new. But in fact, there are other opportunities out there, and it's not about being emotional. It's about looking at the numbers and sense. It's to actually go in and action your plans. Now, the way I'm seeing these markets, I look at charts and things like that, but again, I'm still learning in that space, but I'm very interested. Now, what I'm seeing in Ethereum's move up in this sort of cycle is what we saw very similarly in Bitcoin cycle last cycle in 2017. Now, we all know what happened in 2017, and we heard a lot of that negative noise when
Bitcoin's crashing and everything's collapsing.
At the end of the day, Bitcoin also had massive gains. So did all the other currencies. Now, if Ethereum even replicates or rhymes with what happened in that cycle, I think we're going to make some huge gains. For me personally, I'm thinking still a 3 to 4x from here and our current values is very much possible, which is why if we see current dips, I am going in and actively buying, dollar cost averaging in to better positions within Ethereum. At the moment, Ethereum makes up about 20% of my entire portfolio. Now, there are other coins and other projects that are a bit smaller with huge upside potential, but the risk is also associated with that. And so the higher the market cap, the reduction in sort of the uptrend and the growth, one would think, but it's also reducing your level of risk. So for me, having a large portion of my portfolio in something so stable like Ethereum, it's just smart for me. So the second coin I'm actually actively buying the dips in is Cardano. Now, I have a position in Cardano currently of about 25%, and I'm constantly adding to that. Reason being is I love the project, I understand it, and I know that there is so much potential. In fact, I believe that we're going to see the highest return on investment within the top 10 coins in Cardano. Now, that's not just because it's speculation and that it's all a bubble and that it all is going to be a scam and we're just, sort of making up terms. At the end of the day, I can see there's fundamentals in here, and if you research well enough, you can see that there are things being brought out, there are things that are being worked on in the background, and it's very exciting, especially if you're in this space, learning about it and want to know what happens in the future of this space. Cardano is looking really bullish, and of course we went through all-time highs now, but what I could see, and this was happening for the last couple of weeks, was weeks and weeks of just consolidation on the charts across around that $1 and just above that dollar mark. Now, what happens is traditionally when you're starting to build out that consolidation, you start building a level of support. Now, if it broke down from there, that would then act as a resistance before it can jump back up. But fortunately, the trend is our friend, and we could see that in a bull run with so much happening in the Cardano space and cryptocurrency as a whole, I could see that there is potential here, and that's when we broke out to the all-time high. And I'll be looking to bring that out in the next couple of weeks. Now, the final coin that I'm actively looking at and is huge in terms of the potential, again, it's non-financial advice. I am actively buying these coins. You can do your own research about it, but I believe it's SushiSwap. Now, SushiSwap, it may sound similar to like PancakeSwap or Uniswap, and it's because they're very similar products, right? At the end of the day, what this is a decentralized exchange. It's where you're able to swap tokens, and it's a platform that allows you to add tokens and add liquidity to pools. Now, when I'm looking at the charts here, I see a lot of consolidation moving within these bands. SushiSwap is very much looking like it's bullish and looking to break out of that trend. Now, what's important is when you're looking at price action and price growth, you got to look at the market cap, not the actual dollar value. And some people get this wrong, right? Where you see, oh, well, Ethereum is, $3,000 or $2,000.
But Bitcoin's like 30 times that price.
Then that means it's got to do 30x to get there.
And it's actually not how it works, because based on that, Cardano is, $1 or $2 now. That means it has to have a massive move to get to that point. It's actually not how it works. It actually works on the market cap. Now, if you are interested in knowing a little bit more about cryptocurrency, I'm definitely able to help you in terms of creating more content around that. And if you are interested, definitely leave me a comment down below. So where I see the real growth here is that a lot of eyes are on Uniswap, which is in the top 10, and that's an $18 billion market cap. Now, PancakeSwap is a little bit less than that, but there has been some significant price growth, and they sit at about at 3.8 billion. When you come across to SushiSwap, we're sitting at about 1.8 billion. So straight away, PancakeSwap is sitting at 3.7 billion, whereas SushiSwap is at 2 billion. Now, therein lies where the potential is, especially with such a bullish trend on the charts and where it's placed in the market. Based on how much volume is being traded on there, I still think there's huge potential upside in the project. Now, I'm so happy and grateful that the portfolio has been performing so well. But again, it's about knowing your risk profile, understanding what you're able to invest and not invest. And if you are looking to start out, sometimes I find that if you've got money in there, you have more of an incentive to actually keep on top of it and research. When sometimes I've seen people talk about it and they've actually got no money in, they sort of go,
Oh, well, I'm not sure what's happening.
However, if you have money in there, you're probably going to keep an eye on it, especially the projects that you're looking at, as well as have invested in. If you are looking to start, and of course, none of it's financial advice, but I think logically makes sense based on all historical trends. What's happening in cryptocurrency is very exciting, but you are early. So if you are looking to start, there's a link in the description below. Get on Coinspot, you get $10 free Bitcoin. What's not to love? Free money, let's do it. I will be sharing a lot more information around my research and what coins that I'm picking, especially during these next couple of months. And I will be looking at making more exit strategy videos. So if you are interested and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'm bringing out 3 to 4 videos every single week. Also, beware, there's some scams going on all YouTubers' comments. So if I'm responding to you, I'm never gonna ask you for your details. I'm never WhatsApping you, and I'm never giving you my phone number. So if you are looking to contact me, there's an email in the description below, as well as my Instagram and Facebook handles where you can contact me via DMs. Guys, thank you so much. I look forward to sharing this monthly update with you all. And it's going to be really exciting to see how this bull cycle actually goes. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.